What's up guys, Ty Hansen here, aka Finch0, the creator of the Millennium Exile project, back with you again this week for another artwork feature video. My apologies, this video is a few days late. I have been incredibly busy the last few days, not to mention I've been looking for a new job. It's just been full on at the moment, but I'm very excited to share this next piece with you, and it is Agito Noreaga again. Guys, I am sorry that we're doing two Agito pieces straight away in a row here, but I have to talk about this one because this piece was not only, it's not only just the newest Millennium Exile piece that's been made, but it's also the very first piece for 2018. And just that little cherry on top of the whole dessert that's been this entire experience, it commemorates the completion of a final piece, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a second. So for now, let's just jump straight into it. Okay guys, as you can see here, it is Agito Noreaga again, as we mentioned, but this time he's looking a little different, isn't he? He's looking a little bit different than he did last week. You can see that his outfit's changed drastically, and that is because this is Agito in the later half of the Millennium Exile story in what's called his vampiric form. Yes, Agito becomes a vampire. I know that sounds a little bit weird to the ear, and there is a very legitimate reason for all of this, and I don't want to go into it all now because this video would end up being 20 minutes long if we were to explain the whole story. However, to surmise, Agito just being in the wrong place at the wrong time ends up getting mixed up with a group of vampires known as the Lineage Clan. The Lineage Clan is a sect of vampires who are going against the Count's old ways of killing and hunting and drinking the blood of humans, and they instead prefer to try and find a way to coexist with them. So through some various circumstances, Agito ends up being bestowed or cursed with the vampire's powers. He doesn't get the full set of vampire powers, and he certainly doesn't get the thirst for blood. Being that he doesn't get the thirst for blood, and he can actually switch in and out of his vampire form, so he can actually turn it on or off again. Now, for those of you who may or may not have noticed, when Agito switches into his vampire form, his skin gets a few shades lighter, his hair gets a few shades lighter, and he develops his very long fingernails. Very, very cliche of vampire kind, and that obviously is to better scale walls, to better hunt prey, and to fight and to tear through their victims. These nails are razor sharp, and they are his primary weapon. Not to mention, it is included and backed up with a very, very incredibly fast regenerative power. This means that Agito can quite literally lose limbs in this state and regrow them before the old limb hits the ground. The cloak that we see Agito sporting in this image is of course the cloak that has been given to him by the Lineage Clan. It's pretty much their uniform, so to speak. Now, for those of you who have noticed, Agito is floating, he is levitating. That's because in Millennium Exile, the vampires can levitate. They can get a few inches off the ground. They can maybe get about a meter off the ground at most. So that stops them from flying. It's absolutely not to be confused with flight. It is 100% levitation. They can still fly almost at the speed of an airplane, but so long as they're about a meter off the ground. And that is because the vampires are so connected to the earth and to the ground that they just it makes them ill to leave the ground for more than a meter. Now, one bit of trivia to note about Agito when he's in his vampire form is that he cannot use his crystal to manipulate fire and lightning. Or should I say that he still can, however, being that the fire and lightning are a holy element, they burn his body incredibly. And these burns, anything of a holy element, leaves a very, very long-lasting injury that's extremely painful to vampires. They cannot regenerate from it easily, and it's so very painful. This means, of course, that at any given time, Agito has the ability to switch in and out of his vampire mode, and giving him the option to utilize the speed, regenerative ability, and the pseudo-flight that the vampire has, or to switch back into his normal human state and wield the elements of fire and lightning. Guys, this piece was of course drawn by Niku Senpai. We talked about him in previous videos. I believe he was the first artwork highlight video that I made for this channel. Links in the description down below. Please go and check this guy out. This entire piece was drawn over the course of quite a few hours on Twitch. He live streams all of his artwork there. Guys, you absolutely have to check him out. He's got an amazing Twitch stream going on, and he absolutely deserves all the love and attention in the world. Now guys, before we go any further and talk about the completion piece that Niku did, I just want to make mention real quick that this artwork was thanks in large to James Salhani for his amazingly generous donations towards the Millennium Exile project and his consistent donations towards the project. Not only was this picture possible because of him, but this picture was also made possible mostly because of his generous donations. Also, I want to give a shout out to Kevin Chaplin for his amazing donation to the project. Kevy, your donation went towards this piece as well, so thanks very much, Bella. Okay guys, it's time in the video that we talk about this completed piece that I mentioned at the start of the video, and so I'm going to put it up on screen right now. What we're seeing here, guys, is the completed Niku Senpai experience. This is all of our characters in their 2.0 costumes. We're seeing them all here. We've talked about them already in the previous videos. In the previous video, we did talk about all three characters in one, and it made for a bit of a lengthier video. I'll leave a link somewhere in the description down below so you can check that out. But now, this is our character lineup. These are our main characters from Grave. This is the majority of who the Millennium Exile story is focusing around, and this piece is just phenomenal, guys. Seeing all these characters lined up with one another, all drawn in the same style and with such incredible detail. Guys, I couldn't be happier with it. It's a fantastic promotional piece for the project, and I'm super excited to show you all. This piece as a whole, I do want to go out and make mention and give special shout outs to James Salhani, Kevin Chaplin, Cullen Olsen, and Wayne Bates. All of you guys donated towards the project for these parts, and your donation made the most difference in the world, guys. You guys are the reason that this whole piece was possible. Each of you donated to specific characters within this set, and it all just looks phenomenal. Without any one character, this piece wouldn't be complete. So guys, thank you so very, very much from the bottom of my heart. Anyways guys, that wraps up another artist feature video. I'll see you guys all next week. Until then, stay safe, stay nerdy, and I'll see you then.